We've all had some time to calm down about this Lost finale, and now I'm bringing it up again because I'm just an asshole like that. Although, seriously, I really do seem to have struck a nerve with my last video about the Lost series finale, and it was pretty overwhelming to me because, like, I'm a very low-level guy on this YouTube channel. I'm lucky if one of my videos gets more than a couple comments, and this thing got over 30 in a pretty short time period. And everyone who took the time to comment, even the negative ones, just thanks for watching and giving me a chance at all, I guess. But now that I have had some more time to think about it, I think I may have a better way to put what I was saying. And all this is purely my opinion. You don't have to agree with me at all. Just all I ask is that if you don't agree, be polite about it. No just comments about your voice is whiny and you're dumb, like I had on the last video. Basically, when you're writing a mystery story, I believe the writer is making a contract with the audience. They're saying, I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff. Some of it will be kind of weird. It won't make a lot of sense at the time. But if you stick with this, everything will pay off and it will make sense. And you can look back on it and see that everything had a purpose. And in fact, Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse were on a lot of interviews early in the show's run where they said exactly that. They knew exactly what everything meant in the show. And we would find that out by the end. And they have even less of an excuse for dropping the ball so badly on that because they enjoyed a very rare thing in television. They knew exactly how much time they had left. At the end of season 3, they and ABC reached an agreement that they would have 3 more seasons of 16 episodes each. And if they thought that was not enough time to answer all the questions they had raised, they should have said something then. But they didn't. Instead, they just raised even more questions to be answered, and then answered very few of them as the series wound down. And it was only in the last year that they've suddenly switched gears and started talking about how the show is all about the characters. Because you could tell they suddenly realized, oh crap, we're in a huge hole here. People are going to hold us accountable for this, and we should just say something to try to avert the flood of hate this is going to get us. And in me at least, it didn't quite work because they sold us a bill of goods, they dropped the ball on it, and now they should be called out on it because that's the way the entertainment industry should work. And I am not completely opposed to stories that leave some things open, and a perfect example of that is the movie Dark City, which does not explicitly answer every question it raises, and yet by the end, the story is told well enough and we're given just enough of the answers that we were wondering about that we can easily piece the rest together. With Lost, you have none of that. Every theory about what something in the show means is just as valid as every other theory because there's nothing to back either one up. And a perfect example of this is the 4-toed statue. The story goes that it was written as a 6-toed statue, and ABC thought that was a little too weird and suggested 4 toes instead, and Lindelof and Cuse's statement on that was that they were fine with the 4 toes because they just didn't want it to be 5 toes. And what did any of that end up having any meaning of the show? What did that mean to any of the show is nothing. The 4 toes were never brought up again, even when the statue was. It's a lot of effort just to put a random image on screen so that people won't care about it. It reminds me of I Am the Walrus, where John Lennon supposedly said after recording it, let's see the fuckers figure that one out. So that's basically how I feel about Lost a couple months down the line. I doubt I'm going to change my opinion much, but for those of you who did like it, I'm glad for you. And if you do manage to make a persuasive argument, I'll listen to it. And until then, I just look forward to hearing what you all have to say.